And now to a story we brought you back in June. A Paso Robles teen living out his dream of playing college baseball, but his journey to get there started more like a nightmare. Chance DICKMAN joins us now with that story. Chance?
Thank you, CARINA. Scotty Prieto is a walking, talking miracle. Liver failure almost halted not only his baseball career, but his life. Before we update how Scotty is doing after his first semester of college, let's take a look back at how he got here today.
I just remember our life being turned upside down in a matter of minutes.
2003 began like any other year for the Prietos. That was until the end of March, when Holly and Chris could tell something was drastically wrong with their oldest child, Scotty.
We noticed that he was having really high fevers every night. He stopped walking, didn't want to eat, he was vomiting.
The illness was more significant than first thought. At just 3 years old, Scotty was diagnosed with acute liver failure and was immediately airlifted to Children's Hospital, Los Angeles.
We were at the hospital 10 minutes and the doctor came in and said that he would need a transplant.
And essentially told us that we had 10 days to find Scotty a liver or he probably wasn't going to make it.
The days started disappearing, but hopes for Scotty's survival did not. Through emails, stories in the paper, and even KSBY,
if you don't find one, then it's going to be real serious.
It provided roughly 80 people wanting to be a match. That's when 31-year-old Grover Beach resident Carolyn Bean stepped to the plate.
I fit the person that they're looking for, and I'll do this. I mean, I'm young, I'm healthy, I feel confident that the doctors know what they're doing.
On April 11th, just days before the deadline, Carolyn and Scotty underwent successful liver surgeries.
You know, I owe her my life, literally. To be able to look back on that and know that I beat that day and beat that event, I'm just so thankful to be here.
It's unbelievable that she went into surgery the way he did and came out with the same scars he had. He carries a piece of her around forever.
A new liver provided new life for Scotty.
Fastball.
He began to focus on his first love, baseball.
How has baseball helped you cope with your process?
My liver transplant and baseball have their struggles. I use tools that I learned in both, so it's really cool that the two things come together.
Scotty began playing for Baseball Factory, a traveling team out of LA, to get his name and arm on the radar of college scouts. And 15 years to the date of his life-saving surgery, Scotty signed his letter of intent to pitch at Cal State San Marcos.
Everything came full circle that day, and it was great to, come from almost dying to living my dream.
Scotty's fight is far from over. His scars are a constant reminder of that, but something that has never failed this 18-year-old is his heart and will to never give up.
In the end, I feel like I came out on top. I'm just very grateful to be able to do both, survive and play the game that I love.
We tell all our kids, dare to be great, write your own ending. And I'm just telling you right now, he's not done.
I've been in touch with the Prietos during holiday break. Scotty just finished up his first semester of college at Cal State San Marcos. He says the task of keeping his liver healthy on his own has been the biggest challenge. He suffered a few setbacks along the way, but is on the mend, and says first semester was tough at times, but he is going to right his wrongs, and he's ready and encouraged for a strong second semester. And the title of this piece was No Fear of Failure, and I think the one thing for Scotty is making sure that he knows that if he's successful, there's people in his corner and that are behind him 100% of the way. So always remember that, Scotty. You're a blessing to so many people and an inspiration, so keep that up. So hopefully, having a great second semester.
Yeah, you've got this, Scotty. Like his dad said, write your own ending,
Yep.
Dare to be great. I love that.
Absolutely.
Dads with their words of wisdom.
They know.
They
right?
sure do. Thanks so much, Chance. That was great.